Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hijinks and Dungeon World.
Hello!
We'll play Dungeon World live stream with QueueTimes.
You almost said kids on bikes.
I got it
that time.
I did
You
almost say
almost
kids
said
on
kids
bikes.
on bikes.
This is your first time joining us. This is a mini-series kind of continuous campaign. We're currently on episode 19.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a big
Yeah,
number.
we're about to hit 20.
That's basically 20
Episode
right
19.
there.
All the rest of them are in a playlist called Hijinks and Dungeon World on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel. So if this is your first episode, watch it. Go ahead. Jump right in. If you like what we got going on, you like our chemistry, go and check out the other 18 episodes. Again, that playlist is called Hijinks and Dungeon World on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel. You can also find that with bit.ly/Dunjinks. Capital D, lowercase UNJINKS. We are usually a continuous campaign for kids on bikes, which is sort of like a Stranger Things, but for tabletop. We have about 50 episodes backlogged of that. So if you get through this and you're craving some more of us, then you're in luck. You can check out all of that also on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel in a playlist called Hijinks and Handlebars. And that would be bit.ly/handle stream.
Spencer just got told off by
Capital H, capital S.
Okay, but when Seventh Cut does it,
I've got advanced privileges.
And then the next thing that I want to say is thanks for watching, and also thank you to QueueTimes for hosting us and for keeping all the things together on the back end and making sure that during these times of social distancing we can still have our show running. I really appreciate that, especially Jake, for all the things that you do and all the things you will continue to do forever. Amen. I want to thank Hunters Entertainment for publishing Kids on Bikes and for giving me a backpack and some dice that are Kids on Bikes branded. We will get back to playing that continuous campaign at some point. We will get back to it. And I'm very excited because the next thing that we'll do with it will be playing Kids on Brooms. So that should be fun when we get to it. Then I also want to thank all of our artists who have done art for our show. Our very own Tanimeto here. You can find some of Chris's artwork on our Twitter and our Instagram and everything. It's also the original overlay that this overlay is based on, was made by Chris. And you can look at Chris's stuff on YouTube and on Twitter and Instagram and everything. He does animated stuff, songs, drawing, a bunch of really, really cool stuff. And who knows? Maybe you'll see something from him very, very soon. You can see that at Tanimeto, TANIMAYTO. We also have other poster work that was done by Shannon on Instagram. That would be our Arc 3 poster for our Kids on Bikes campaign. You can find Shannon on Instagram at Shanyon Canyon. That's SHANYONCANYON. We also have Shan Murphy, who did. I was on a roll, Spencer.
Sorry. You put me on a roll. I wanted to hop in. It excited me. There was such lyricality to it. Sorry.
Shan Murphy. Shan Murphy. Also, they did artwork for us, did character illustrations of the main cast from the Kids on Bikes campaign. You can find Shan on Twitter at Hey Shan Murphy. That's HEYSHANMURPHY. And then the most recent art that we've had done is from Sarah Baker, who did the town map for our original Kids on Bikes campaign. And you can find that as well. I think that's still our pinned tweet.
Oh, Kids on Bikes.
Which is great, and you check that out. It's so good. It's like incredible,
so good, y'all.
The amount of detail and everything. It's sincerely amazing, and you can find Sarah at SDavBaker.
Yes.
SDAVBAKER.
Dav Baker, more like Dav Baker.
Yeah.
There is a tip jar. If you type !coin, I think it's working now. Maybe
give it a try.
Give it a time.
Give it a try. See if it works.
Yeah, in the Twitch chat, if you type !coin, then you can donate directly to the cast and the show and everything, and we really appreciate it. Also,
it works.
It works. Also, the show is about 99.98% improvised. I don't know exactly what I'm going to say. I don't know exactly what my casts is going to say, but So some things might come up that you might find personally uncomfortable or triggering. That said, we are not trying to make things uncomfortable. We're not trying to upset anyone or make them uncomfortable. In fact, we're doing the exact opposite. We're trying to make this as narratively comfortable and accessible to as many people as possible. But that said, sometimes some things that you find personally triggering aren't necessarily like offensive. And if that is the case, in any regard, take care of yourself first and foremost. Shut the stream off.
Sorry, I had to roll a lot of dice.
Jeez. I'm sorry. During this content warning, I have to roll a lot of dice. Take care of yourself. Shut the stream off if you need to. Walk away from your computer. Shut the window. Never look at us again if it comes to that. But if you want to continue watching the show and you just can't really get through that one part, feel free to reach out to us on social media. Either myself personally at KWilliamWhite on Twitter and Instagram, or the show at HandleStream on Twitter and Instagram. And we would happily guide you through like a synopsis of what you may have missed, leaving out the parts that you don't want to hear anymore. So with all of that said, I'm William, they, them, and I am the GM for Hijinks in Dungeon World.
My name is Jonas, they, them, and I play the Salamander Immolator Dowser on Hijinks and Dungeon World. Dowser's he, him.
Hi, my name is Spencer LaBelle. They, them. I will be playing Denial, the Eladrin thief. He, him.
Hi, I'm Sam Richardson, he, him, and I am playing Ladislas, the half-elven druid, who is currently using she, her pronouns, but might change because she is gender fluid.
Hello, my name is Franny, she, her, and I'm play Brenner, they, them, the human paladin.
And I'm Chris, he, him. I'm playing Dindin, also he, him, the pelican fighter daddy. Hello.
Great. Well, this show is about the end of the world. Our heroes here
Love the end of the world.
love the end of the
Hype
world.
for it.
Our heroes here have found themselves stumbled or dragged into the apocalypse, as it were, and are both trying to survive and in some ways help the rest of the world survive and maybe save it in the process. So far, they've encountered a dragon named Carl, a wizard named Amador the Grump, a dragon turtle named Zaz,
It's funny.
a bandit named...
I just want to say that the word named. This is my only enthusiasm. The word named. I like how the word named does different work in each one of those situations. That's all.
Explain?
Well, because we named it Carl. Brennan named it Carl.
Sure,
we
I
named
see
it
what you're
Zaz.
saying.
Gambler the Grump is just named Gambler. Yeah. That's all.
Sure. So named Zaz, a bandit named Joshua Nicodemus, who also turns into a chimera. And in the city of Wei, the kingdom of Wei, they found a king with no crown named Hugo and a knight with a crown named Raquel, who then ostensibly switched crown having and king being.
She's the king now. And
moving forward, they found a keeper of a river named Rendell. They went into the Giant's Pass and met Garbanzo, the half giant, who keeps the Giant's Pass to protect people who are deciding to move forward through what is known as the Living Cave, which was created by the gnome Landor. More specifically, what happened last time on Hijinks in Dungeon World. Our group was separated at the start. We had Joshua, Dowser, and...
Why are we picturing Chevy Chase as Joshua?
Because
National Lampoon Endgame, of course.
Yeah. Hold on.
One
of these days, we'll line up where I will be really on top of it, and none of you will learn off me, and we will get so fast.
That will
It will never
You
happen.
can have one.
It's a pipe
And this was it.
Here, we'll do
Quota
it
filled.
on
Never
my
again.
birthday.
Is your birthday on a Tuesday?
No, I don't know.
Let's see.
I have no idea. Yeah, you can check. Hold
Just
on.
like die and be reborn on a
Everyone
Tuesday.
shut up. Hold on. Brenner, Dowser, and Joshua for Nicodemus were all separated into one location. And Dowser, nope, said Dowser already.
Dowser.
Ladislas,
That's all done. That's all done.
Danail, and Dindin were in another location. Dindin and Ladislas found no, Dindin and Danail. Oh my god. So you
No,
really
wait, actually do Dowser again.
That's one more time. Say one more last.
Danail and Dindin found Ladislas, who they were looking for, in just like a regular square room, just head popping out of the ground, and the rest of the body was like stuck in the ground. So Dindin immediately dug out Ladislas, like went to do that as Danail made watch, and then they were all attacked by these fire beetles that were coming out of the ground. They started to fight those. Dindin was attempting to do some business with them. Danail was attempting to also do some business, and then Ladislas just got real freaked out and accidentally used some earth power or something to crush these beetles under the ground to stop them from living. With that, Ladislas, whatever the term for it is, like reaped the nature's whatever wrath or whatever. I don't know what it was.
I paid nature's price.
Paid nature's price and started turning into stone herself, but like moving stone, so like a gargoyle, but like a living gargoyle, you know.
You know those things.
Which so far sounds like all perks, no benefits.
Yeah.
All perks, no benefits?
That works. That works
Wait.
for me. Makes sense.
Okay, so I said that wrong. What else is new?
They then decided to kind of cozy up in this room, having eliminated the threat for the most part, because Ladislas had encountered someone in the woods a long time ago while getting Strogi for the first time, and that person in the woods inside of this cabin said that it's the best thing to do when someone is looking for you is to stay still. So they did that. Dowser and Brenner and Joshifer luckily did not quickly think of that gem of advice and started bolting through the living cave as quick as possible, climbing onto Joshifer Nicodemus's back, flying, like zigzagging through hallways, eventually like running back into the room where there was the big earth elemental, whipping right by it, going from doorway to doorway to doorway, continuing forward, and eventually ending up back in the room where they had been separated in the first place with the wind and everything. This time they weren't separated. They managed to all stay in the room until the wind, this magical wind, stopped, and they made the decision to go back out and come back in to activate the wind again and try to get basically like all of them to one side and flip that trap door that would lead them directly to the rest of the group. They did this. They flipped, ended up with the rest of the group, except it looked like it wasn't going to work, but then at the last minute, Joshifer Nicodemus took Dowser and Brenner and threw them the correct direction so that they would meet up with their family, unfortunately separating them from Joshifer. With the rest of the family, they started moving forward. Danail honing some magic skill to dispel magic as much as he could on these barriers, these portals at each doorway. The family moved forward with Danail's newfound power here and were able to go from one doorway to the other without being teleported, without the risk of being teleported to a different room randomly. The first instance, some fire beetles came along. The second instance, the room was closing in on them. And then from there on out, they just continued moving forward, scoping out, seeing locations they had already been to before, moving west as much as possible, coming into a room where, using true seeing, Brenner could tell that the ceiling was going to cave in on them, and quickly moving forward again, Danail dispelling the magic of the doorway, finally coming through into the room that we are in now, where they saw two giant heads, humanoid heads, on the ground with tendrils wiggling and poking out from below them. Din yelling for all of everyone to get in line behind him. The heads started like crawling towards them, just barely off the ground, with the tendrils moving them along.
God, it's like a spider but with noodle limbs.
Yeah, it's like a noodle spider.
Like a meat spider. I mean, is it like human flesh type?
Will someone remind me to reference a horror film that has something exactly like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Franny.
Hey, Franny, this is your reminder.
Franny, tell us about a horror film that has something exactly like this.
Okay,
Hey, Google,
thanks.
remind me to.
Wait, but also William and Sam, you should make Noodle Spider a monster of the week monster for Killer Sam.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
On certain stormy Thursday night, when you open your box of pasta, what do you find?
All right, switching gears. Dad, we're right behind you.
Hold on, no. There's one other thing that just happened. I didn't get through the end of that yet. So
right.
Everybody got ready to fight. Danail cast Mirror Image. Dowser ready to Godzilla-like energy fire blast out of his mouth, and Ladislas started to shapeshift and grow, and still as a stone creature, growing larger and larger and larger behind everyone, becoming a chimera, a stone chimera. And as soon as that form took shape, bounding ahead of everyone towards these two large-headed tendrily creatures. So let's get that move from you first, Ladislas. You're
Great.
charging these things, essentially.
I am, yes. So I guess I'm just gonna roll. I kick some ass. I've too much monster. Hack and slash. Thank you. I guess I'm just gonna roll some hack and slash, which is pretty rare for me.
Do 20 plus strength, I think.
Yeah.
Plus
Okay, let's see. Using my metal. Oh no, my metal dice have already failed me. That is a 6 plus nothing.
6 plus nothing. Okay.
Getting right into it, y'all. Getting right into the swamp.
Yeah, Ladislas charges forward ahead of all of you. This giant stone chimera now. You feel the wind bat at you as Ladislas passes with such force. And a force that Ladislas isn't quite prepared to take on. These two heads just move out of the way. And Ladislas continues forward, unable to stop, and runs directly into the wall on the other side of the room. And I am going to deal you some damage right now.
Cool.
Quick question.
Take 2 damage.
Okay.
Bam.
That feels generous considering I'm a giant stone thing that just ran into the opposite wall at
And
full
your
speed.
bag is stuck.
Oh boy.
Yes, Danail. Danail seemed like
Cool.
saying.
This is actually more of a Spencer question, just because it kind of informs a cool visual I have. So like these heads, when they have tentacles dragging them forward and like these tendrils, is that roughly where on us hair might grow?
It's like their hair are these tendrils, and also like it's like they've been lopped off at the neck, and like the tendrils are also coming out from underneath the neck.
Okay. So the image I kind of had in my head, because I see these things like, since they don't move the same way we would, so they're not going to like maintain, chin parallel to ground a lot of the time. So I'm picturing these things dragging themselves forward. They're like rolling, they're bobbling, and I'm picturing the tendrils on the right side crossing over. So they kind of both are doing barrel rolls, so they're kind of rolling and turning, and their eyes just look like dice jingling around their head. It's freaky.
Yeah, that's a good representation of what it looks like.
They have like, I'm picturing like Attack on Titan, big Attack on Titan vibes, where the eyes are just giant and hungry.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. these giant heads are coming right up on you, Din Din. You had everyone get behind you. So what would you like to do?
I think, did I prepare a defense last game?
You did. You rolled defend. I will say, I'm gonna be more like strict about this. Defend only works if you don't do anything else.
Yeah, I that's why I'm asking. But I don't think I defined what my target was. It's anything like directly behind me, and I'm gonna stay still this round. Yeah.
Great. Then these things, the tendrils shoot out from below them, and start like closing the distance between all of you. You have one final thing. What would you like to do before these things start making contact?
Is that group or Din Din?
That's everyone. I'm asking the group right
now. So Dowser, you said, had summoned his firebrand at the end of last time?
Yeah.
Cool. Then I'm going to assume that I got a 3, and I'm going to use one of those. 3 charges is normal.
3 charges. Is that on a mix?
It's always
success?
3 uses, no matter what.
On a mixed success, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So fiery touch, dangerous, 3 uses, and I'm going to. I don't know what I picked last time, if I even did. So I'm going to do thrown near, since that's what I did in the last fight. I think I'm still kind of sending out the fire beetle soul, maybe. Who knows what it is? And yeah, I'm doing a ranged attack with that.
All fire beetles go to heaven.
That's 11 modifiers, so that's going to be a
fun fact. Not many other things go to heaven, so heaven is like fire beetles and like 3 really upstanding dudes.
So you said the complete success?
Yes.
So so you're
on a volley. I just deal my damage.
Well, you fail then because.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dowser just like if I can narrate something, you can like say what this does, but like
go ahead.
Dowser just like you see like him open his mouth, and there's just this like glowing light coming from the back of his throat. It gets bigger and bigger, and he opens it wide and starts shouting out, Dowser! And just like this beam wave like cone sort of a fire shoots out, starting towards the beetles, but then quickly just like overtakes Dowser. He starts shaking and like can't help it, and just like shoots his face upward and just like blasts the ceiling all across with fire until it's all out of his system. It's too much.
Yeah. The ceiling actually like is really fragile, and you chip away at it like immediately. These things. The rock, this like shallow rock, just kind of
here,
just falls around all of you, and it doesn't. When it comes down, it doesn't hurt you or anything because it was like that's like how thin it was. But you reveal above you, just
spiders in the ceiling.
No, it's just tendrils. It's like all of these tendrils are like covering the entirety of like what you had just blasted away.
Yikes.
Dowser tries to yell look up, but it just sounds like more screaming.
Yeah, and actually you need to roll me Defy Danger right now.
Can I do like Constitution to get like control of myself in this sort of like released state?
You're about to be grabbed by some tendrils and like sucked up into the ceiling, so I don't know that Constitution would necessarily qualify. I would do like Dexterity or Strength.
Yeah, I can do Dex.
Okay, cool.
I think that's 7. Mixed success. Not even. That's 6.
These tendrils, and I should say, like these, you can hear them now that the ceiling has like been blasted open. You just hear these moving, writhing tendrils, and they shoot down and they just like cocoon Dowser and just like suck Dowser up into the ceiling. What would Brenner and Danae like to do?
Oh my god. Can I do a Defy Danger as well?
To do what?
Defy Danger?
Well,
because
yeah.
didn't you say the heads were coming right at us?
Yeah. But you don't have to Defy Danger. You don't have to. You can attack them or do something.
That was I think that was like a consequence of
because I had made a fail.
Doing a failed roll.
Yeah, Drouser failed really bad.
Yeah.
I
Defy danger isn't usually something that you say you're going to do. You describe your action, and you might need to defy danger to accomplish that.
Yes.
But you don't like defy danger as an action, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on what you want to do.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do the Exterminatus. Or no, I
What
wanna...
like what is Brenner like physically doing? Not moves, but like
Okay.
in the world of it.
Can I do a volley? Are they still coming at us?
Yes.
Okay, can I throw my halberd at one of them?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Yes.
I'd like to do that.
Okay. Then roll a volley for me. It's plus dex. I will say, I do want. Okay, I just want to say, if you feel like you would throw your halberd at one of them, you can absolutely do that. I like in no way am I trying to say you can't. But narratively, you can take the reins and say, like, you can run up the wall and you can like slash at these things and you can do all sorts of business, like with like hack and slash or like whatever you want to do. But if you do want to stay like right where you are and just throw the halberd, like, yes, absolutely, we can do that.
Din, do you want to go first?
I'm in place actually. So actually doing a volley could help you stay safe. Behind me.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do a volley still. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kick some
God.
ass. Kick some
That's
ass.
not going to happen at all. I got a 5 plus nothing.
Okay.
We are leading into this fight horribly.
So you throw your halberd forward. You stand back like you're gonna bullet this like a javelin, and you throw it, and like tendrils come down and scoop it up immediately, and your halberd goes into the ceiling.
So what I'm hearing is Drouser has a new tool.
Yeah, and it is nowhere to be seen. Danail, what would you like to do?
With my spare hand, I'm gonna like grab my dagger and I'm just gonna like not stab, but I'm like pushing it against Brenner's chest so they can like grab it and not be unarmed. Just making sure they have something else. And then I'm gonna do some arcane blade work over here.
Cool.
Cool. That's a 12.
Whoa.
So Danail has just cast mirror image, and there are like several flashing versions of himself. So they all draw their blades. And if you've ever played the early Fire Emblem games with like the pixel Game Boy graphics, the Swordmaster on a critical hit would do this thing where he would just like disappear and then like strike 7 times in rapid succession. I always thought it was the coolest thing as a kid. That's what Danail does, is all these mirror images are now dashing all over the place and slashing everything in the nearby vicinity, as I use a technique called Mirage Strike, where illusions strike my nearby enemies.
Oh, damn.
Wow, this is such a cool combination.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. I saw that, like, an arcane duelist can do that independently of mirror image. I just thought it makes it much more cool and real to do it in this way. It doesn't exactly describe how illusions striking nearby enemies work, so I assume I deal my damage as usual, but that applies to all nearby enemies.
Yeah, we'll catch both of like the 2 in front of you right now. Yeah.
That's gonna be 5 then.
5 damage. Okay.
And just if you're curious, the read specifically on the Mirage technique is you create illusions of yourself that strike additional enemies near your target. Illusions deal your damage, but do not apply any techniques. So if I target one of the heads in front of us, anything that's near range to that.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, wow, that's
a good move.
Sick. Okay, cool. Yeah, you scrape up these things, maybe even like chopping off like a few tendrils and like on the sides here and there, and these things just like do these like these like really low grunts, and they like swing right up on you after that, furious, and their tendrils shoot out to all sides and like start coming for all of you. So I'm going to need.
Well,
I'm gonna need some defy dangers here from Din Din, from Brenner, and Danail.
Is there anything that is invoked by Dinton standing in defense of Brenner and Danail at this point, or at least Brenner?
I can activate like a defense effect if you guys end up needing it. But...
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Do that for Brenner if they need it. Since I still have my mirages, I did get an 8 to try and like duck and weave out of the way.
Okay.
And I got a 10 for like holding still, basically.
Yeah, you got your shield, and you're like,
things
like
off.
these tendrils are all just like pummeling your shield. Brenner, what did you get?
I got an 11.
11. Okay, cool. Yeah. So all of you, if these tendrils are coming towards you, like how do you get them away? Like how do you stop them? Brenner.
Can I not go first?
Oh, okay. Danail, you ended up with an 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then what does your mirror image do exactly?
When I'm hit with an attack, I roll a d6, and then it's a number assigned to that is like descending. It's on a 4, 5, or 6. The attack hits the illusion, and the image dissipates, and the spell ends.
Okay, so these things are trying to wrap you up. So I'm gonna need a roll right now.
Yeah. That's a 1, so they snag the real Danail.
What? No.
I'm gonna use one of my defenses.
Yeah, you go for it.
Cool. So I'm gonna use maybe 2 of them. I will half the attack's effect or damage, and I'm gonna open up the attacker to an ally, giving the ally +1 forward against the attacker. So what I do is the thing like grabs onto Danail's ankle, like one of the tendrils, and then I see that and I flip around and I'm gonna just like bash it with my shield, and then I'm gonna kind of like use so much force that it pins the tendril to the ground.
Oh yeah, so
Damn.
Danail is still like is still wrapped up by these tendrils like on the leg there. So Danail can't like really move away from there without dealing with that first, but is not being like dragged or pulled anywhere, essentially. Cool. Yeah. And that like that and the +1, who are you granting that to?
That's the +1 is to Danail too. So
Cool.
I have like I'm holding it down that Danail can like do whatever.
Hopefully
he
get
wants.
it.
Situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kadislas, over with your head stuck in the wall.
Yeah.
You start feeling tendrils that have like wriggled down from the ceiling, like near where you are.
Yeah.
That are wrapping around your body and are trying to lift you into the ceiling, but cannot because you're too heavy.
I think this is kind of like a panicky moment for Ladislas. I think she, like, you know, especially after her brush with death, like not that long ago, and then literally being captured by these fire beetles, like I feel like she's been through kind of like a lot of shit recently. And like not being able to see these things behind her, like not being able to see what's coming, and then kind of feeling these vines come down through the walls or whatever. I think she is panicking. And so I'm going to use my my elemental mastery move. And I am going to call on, I think what I actually want to call on is air. I think I want to like be like, I think I want the air to like push me out of my position being where I'm held, or I'm kind of like trapped with my head in this thing.
Sure.
I guess maybe, actually, I take it back. I think maybe stone or like earth makes more sense there.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll for that. Hang on. Doesn't work. Oh my god. That is 2 1s plus 3. A critical failure plus 3.
Everyone in the room, even Dowser, who is like effectively who knows where Dowser is right now. You feel the entire like room shaking, and it's violent. Like immediately, there's a crack that appears in the wall right where Ladislas's head was stuck. It does not free you further. This crack explodes out of the side of the wall, and debris from the wall falls directly on you, Ladislas. This cave wall just like completely falling apart in front of you, and all of you are now going to be shaky. Debility, you'll take a -1 to anything like Dex related, and the ground around you starts to break. And it feels very uneasy moving around. It does not stop shaking.
You know, if the ground breaks and the ceiling breaks, we'll just get out of here, right?
Yeah, of course.
And Ladislas, when the walls fall in on you, you also take another 4 damage.
Jesus. I think Ladislas is like just like thrashing around in this wall, and suddenly everything starts to shake, and they and she almost pulls her head free, and then that piece of rubble just like falls and pins her even further into the wall, and she's just like feeling trapped in there, feeling claustrophobic as she's like lashing around trying to get out.
Cool.
Dowser, you have no idea. You can't see.
No, Dowser just like crashing around. He heard like a get like I hold on, like as the halberd got like launched in here. He doesn't know what. Around. I still have 2 uses on my firebrand.
Cool.
So I think that he's just gonna use it and just like basically flamethrower all around him. I'm just gonna use the touch tag, so it's just everything around me.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a hack and slash.
Heck and slash.
A heck and slash.
Yeah, heck and slash.
I think it's a 10 because I can use intelligence, but I don't want to, so now it's actually an 8. Now, it's interesting because like if you're going for like battle immolator, you want to put a lot of points into intelligence and constitution, but I'm more of like a social immolator with battle moves, so I'm doing con and charisma, which just means that when I am fighting, I'm not nearly as good. Anyway, it's an 8. So for hack and slash, I deal my damage, and so does the enemy.
Yep.
And that is a total of it's an 8.
Oh.
8 damage to technically 1 target.
Yeah.
We've fudged it before, but yeah, he's like spinning all around.
Yeah. I mean, like you're clearing like tendrils in front of you. You've like opened it up where you can like it's like someone's holding you in a pocket. But you're like your head,
a hot pocket.
Yeah, hot pocket.
Yeah.
Your head is free. But like your body continues to be constricted by these tendrils, and it starts gripping harder and harder on you, and you feel it like just putting immense pressure on your body, closing in on you. And you, hold on, I had it pulled up for a reason. Oof, okay. You take 6 damage.
Even number.
Yeah.
All right.
As you feel these tendrils start to constrict around your body.
Cool. I mean, not cool, but what else am I gonna do?
Yeah,
y'all,
I know.
I really thought we had this fight in the bag going into it last time.
The last episode made it seem like this is going to be a walk in the park.
This is the Kroll, Frankie facing the Krollum all over again.
Brenner, do you know what you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna defy the danger using charisma, and I'm gonna, how there's snake charmers. Can Brenner just charm these vines?
The tendrils?
The tendrils.
Yeah. Go. So defy danger, charisma.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Roll 2d6. Add charisma.
Ugh. 7.
7. Okay, on a 7 to 9 with defy danger. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. I will say, you are you going for like a specific set of these tendrils, or were you like trying to in mass?
Yeah, kind of in mass.
Okay. All right. Then the thing that I'll say, so especially with your like true seeing and the way that like you're seeing the situation right now, is if you do like move forward with this, these like they will essentially be calmed for a moment, but all of the ceiling tendrils will fall into the room as well. It'll basically be like a beaded curtain of tendrils like covering the entirety of the room.
Well, does that mean that they drop Dowser in my halberd?
It would, yes, they would drop Dowser in your halberd.
Okie dokie.
Okay, we're doing it?
Yes.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right. Danail, you feel the tendrils release on your leg, on your ankle. Din, you feel the tendrils like kind of like fall flat below your shield. Dowser, you fall immediately out of the ceiling.
Can Dowser fall just like cradling the halberd and like rocking back and forth a little bit as fire?
Yes, absolutely. And for a moment, it is like you are in a heavily like covered vine-filled room, but it's all these tendrils just like hanging down, and they are still.
Now that my foot's free, I'm gonna get with that same foot. I'm gonna kick off to get some leverage. And the second I'm as I jump straight in the air, the second I'm above Dowser's head level, I whip out my blade, focusing on the tension between demonic chaotic energies and my own force of will to unleash a void edge technique. Adding so slicing through inanimate objects and adding the messy tag, and basically just doing a link whirlwind slash.
Oh
Cool.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be an 8.
Hey, Spencer.
So
Hey, Spencer.
the tech, yeah.
I'm gonna give you a +1, or you have a +1.
Oh shit!
Going...
You opened up this attack, did you not?
Yeah.
Yes, that was a +1.
Hell yeah, that's a 9. Can we get another?
Can Dowser?
Can I get a +1? Can I get a +1? Do I get a +2? Do I get a +1?
For Dowser, you're kind of preoccupied, but Din, you are like right with Danail on this, so you could roll an
actually,
aid.
can I use my third defense thing to add another +1 to it?
No.
Damn it.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Hold up. What about this? What if instead I'm like, Dad, can you give me some lift? And then Din like gives me a boost and lets me like do the like Wolverine Captain America thing where I jump off your shield.
Is that going to stop? Like, is that going to basically clear his final defense hold?
Yes, it would. Yeah.
Cool.
It's still super cool. I just want to make sure that we know.
Yeah.
If you roll.
Yeah. So I'll use my final defense hold to.
You have to roll 8.
Oh, I have to roll 8. Okay.
Yeah, it's just that this is because you're rolling something else. You won't have that final defense hold anymore.
Plus bond, right?
Yeah.
What's our bond, like a 2?
I feel like we've been like shoulder to shoulder in this dungeon for a minute.
11. Okay, you get +1, so you're all the way at a 10. Is this for
Yeah. So Din launches up Danail and then tugs the monster closer by like pulling on the tendrils.
Hell yeah. That's going to be 2 damage if these tendrils aren't a target, but it's mostly I'm just like, mowing the grass in the area around us.
Sure, yeah.
Looking for rupees.
Yeah.
So,
who knows what else will fall out?
Yeah, you jump up and you do this like spinning sword move as your father launches you with his shield and pulls in one of the enemy heads here, and just like what you said, mowing the lawn, there is suddenly just like a circular space around all of you where there are just like there's no tendrils. And they just, except on the ground, they all like fall to the ground. It's like,
I feel like it's Nickelodeon and we all get drenched in green slime.
Yeah,
Jesus
sure.
Christ.
Yeah, they're oozing, and
The
you're
Dowser Choice Awards.
and you're all when you get hoisted up into the air, you do your spinning sword attack, and you land back on the ground. You remember that the ground is shaking.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah, it's a little uneasy still, and that shaking has not gone away. And you hear the rumbling like from deep inside the cave, like from every corridor and every doorway. You can hear this rumbling, and the ground continues like cracking and faltering below you. What do you all do?
Dallas would like to yell out, and then we can deliberate in or out of character. But we should probably just go, even if we teleport. The tendrils in the room are breaking, and Dallas doesn't like it here.
Yeah.
Kadaslas is still stuck in the wall.
Right.
Regroup by Ladislas.
Yeah, so if we get there, I could probably pull Ladislas out. So
Well, just as because we've already established this, you guys would see Kadaslas is like thrashing around this room, and she is like gigantic right now, right, William?
Yeah, you're very large. Yeah.
So there's like a huge stone chimera that's like thrashing about over on the opposite wall.
a huge stone chimera. That's my daughter.
I will say, I know I don't know if I told you this outright, but there was the doorway that you came in through, which is the eastern doorway. There is a western doorway that is ostensibly right next to where Ladislas is thrashing around, and then there are two doorways to your north as well. That's like what
we should just go through the Ladislas door, right? If since we're trying to get out quick and need to get last out.
Yeah.
I would like to. I have a final charge on my firebrand. Is it cool if I use that?
Yes.
Now?
Yeah.
Are any of the tendrils close to me? Like within literally the close tag range, which is like 10 feet, I think. 10
if you moved a little bit, yes, they would be. I mean,
Cool.
they're like Danail did not sever the tendrils throughout the entire room. Like it is like covered.
Yeah.
And it's like it was just a circular area where all of you were currently.
Yeah.
If you move forward, it's like, I mean, exactly. It's like you're moving through vines, like to go forward.
Das is gonna like shakily, of course, just like kind of stand up and then like lift the halberd very slowly and like kind of drop the tip a little bit and then finally lift it up and look at the tendrils, bring it back and just like swing it towards the tendrils that would be between Dindin and Ladislas as much as possible. And as he's swinging, he's like still too far away to actually like hit them with the halberd, even with its reach. But a like fire strike kind of follows it at the tip of it. And that is what gets sent forward into the tendrils. As I'm going to roll a if I can move to get in close range, I'm going to do a hack and slash.
Yes, you can.
So it's still like 10 feet away, but the fire is getting closer. Hell yeah, that's a 10.
It's kind of like in anime when you have the hammer that gets bigger as you swing it. It's like that, except you have the halberd and a bigger flame halberd comes out.
I was actually I like the idea. I was picturing kind of like Reinhardt's hammer smash, or a hammer throw. But I like the idea that it kind of starts as just like a like line of fire that then takes the shape of a flame halberd as it spins into the tendrils. And for my 10 plus, I'm going to on hack and slash.
You can deal extra damage, an extra d6 damage, or you can choose not to get hit back in return.
I think I'm going to choose not to get hit this
time.
Because
the first time we've ever done that.
Like, I don't even worry about hurting them. I just want to clear the path between dad and sister. That's going to be a D8 of fire damage. That's 3.
3. All right. Cool.
And then and Dallas is basically gonna like hold his halberd out in that position in front of him, so that presumably when Brenner runs up, it's easy for them to just like grab and go. There was a moment where I was like thinking I have that move that is like really good, but I have to sacrifice something, and I'm waiting. Like I'm gonna start doing sacrificing like personal like memories and like parts of my personality, but I'm also like, oh, I have a halberd right now. I'm not going to, but I could. I don't know if I could actually, because it's not mine. We'd have to talk about
there was
that.
actually a moment in that last when I was doing the Void Edge Strike. Since again, this thing slices through an animate object with ease. I was picturing, okay, so I don't miss Dowser, but the halberd is longer than you are, and I was like, I hope I don't break this.
You clear a path to Ladislas, and all of you can see Ladislas like just flailing around. Ladislas, what do you want to do right now?
So I was gonna say, I don't think Ladislas. I think if anything, the claustrophobia of that portion of the wall kind of caving in on her has made Ladislas panic even more. So I'm just gonna roll Elemental Mastery again.
Okay.
Using, I think still stay with Earth.
Earth, yeah.
But what I'm trying to get it to do is like release me. Like that's the message that I'm like putting into the Earth is like, let me go, release me, let me go.
Go.
Oh. Okay. That is another critical failure +3.
Oh God.
Bye. We just got you back.
No.
Brenner's
Look, Sam's not wearing any pants.
I'm going to think, William, about what Dowser gives up for this. It is going to be personal. It's not going to be physical. But I don't want Ladislas to be in a worse position than they already are.
I can't wait until we've sacrificed enough things for Dowser to sacrifice his drive to save the world.
God, I can't.
Too soon.
That's all didn't wanted.
I totally can. It's just like I can't do this every episode. But this seems important. They've all seemed important. Everything's important. I'm gonna do it. Burns twice as bright. When you channel the flames of fate, you may treat a missed roll as a 7 to 9, or a 7 to 9 result as a 10+. As maybe a roll you made or another character has made. And I will say, like, I'll figure out exactly what this means. But like Dowser just like looks over at this like effectively like raging stone bowl as far as like its situation, and sees that it is stuck and just like focuses so much energy closing his eyes over there and trying to like basically inspire it to be released, to be free, because it clearly wants to. And then like after it starts to loosen up, whatever happens, William, Dowser's like stare in that direction kind of just goes blank.
What does a 7 to 9 look like for your elemental powers?
On a 7 to 9, I choose one of these three. The effect you desire comes to pass, you avoid paying nature's price, and you retain control. And I think it's got to be the effect I desire comes to pass. So I am released, but I pay nature's price and I do not retain control.
Okay, yeah. So you pull yourself out of this after like feeling that like sort of like hopeful inspiration from Dowser, whatever that was. You jut out of the wall. Everything is still shaking and it is falling apart around you. And now so are you. You see pieces of yourself sort of chipping off of your form. All of you see this. In fact, it's not happening very quickly, but just a couple just chips in a crack like across your face as tiny pieces of you fall to the ground.
Is there any way that while this is happening, Brenner can simultaneously heal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to heal Ladislas?
Yes.
Okay.
I assume that this is a very like concerning thing that we're seeing happen to Ladislas. Dowser does not seem perturbed in the slightest.
We'll need to get to Ladislas before we can heal her. So I would like to try and just carve a path for us.
Dowser already carved the path.
Oh shit! Yeah. I missed that detail.
Yeah, that was my last.
Pretty important detail. Yeah. Never mind.
I want to run in actually. Is that like a roll to get there, or after all the carving, I could just get there?
No, I mean like the ground is like shaky and everything. If there was you would have to defy danger if there was like some other thing happening at the moment. But the tendrils, I will give you this: the tendrils start like sort of twitching. Around all of you, but that would not be a defy danger at the moment.
I run into where Ladislas is, and I mean, like you said it's like visibly like she's falling apart, right?
Just small little like details. She's not like crumbling in front of you, but there are like tiny pieces of her that have just like chipped off and kind of like blown away like dust.
I'm
It's
kind
not-
of
yeah.
sorry. I'm kind of imagining before she was made of like, you know, marble or like, you know, granite or something like that, and now it looks like she's made of shale, and it's just those like sharp pieces of shale kind of like chipping off and falling to the ground, almost like scales or something like that.
Yeah, it's not like so much that you're worried all of her will dissolve in the next 5 minutes. That's not where it's going.
Okay.
It's very minuscule, but you can see like a couple of pieces like just chip off and like float away.
I think the need for my strength isn't there anymore for Ladislas. So I might let Brenner make a move first, if that's okay.
Yeah, let's get that heal.
William, I'm messaging you my pitch for the sacrifice.
Okay.
I think I know what it is.
I wonder.
That's gonna be a 12.
12.
Oh,
So,
Damn.
Oh, was that lay on hands?
that's your move. That's not the spell, right?
Well, there's.
Oh yeah, you don't even have the spell right now. Yeah, that's lay on hands.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so 12.
Cool.
Damn.
So then heal 2d8.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Franny's gonna roll it.
You know, Mike Pence
Okay. Gotcha.
emailing me. I'm putting my phone away. I told him to stop.
Whoa! That's
Hey!
13.
That's great.
Damn. I wish I had been lower health, Franny. Thank you so much.
Does it also pop
No.
her out of the wood?
Oh yeah, she's free. She's free
okay.
now. Like and everything she had like gotten. Yeah, she's out of this rubble. The earth is still shaking around you. The tendrils have begun to twitch and are like kind of resuming their feeling. You can see, but right next to all of you is that doorway that leads to the west, and there are the two doorways north as well. So what would you all like to do?
Danail's gonna kind of cross his hands and raise his arm in an upward motion as they dance with magenta light, and throw in a Nihil Arcana Sunder, and lift the teleportation magic on this doorway.
Yeah.
Which one, Danail?
The one that's right next to us. We need to get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna just like kind of umbrella shield over my family as like we run in, if that's okay.
Go now.
Yeah.
What did you end up rolling, by the way, Danail? Sorry.
I still have that +3 from cumulative successes where I'm just writing it right. So that's gonna be a 13.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. Yeah,
What's your total bonus? Is it +5?
yeah, it's plus 5.
Currently it's +5 and I rolled an 8.
Fail unless something happens to your modifier.
Well, you can roll 1.
Not on 2 dice.
Oh, 2 dice. Why my brain?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I assume if you get anything but a complete success, it'll at least go down. But we'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the doorway is open. What is everybody doing?
As soon as Din, Brenner, and Danail like get through, Dalcy's going through with them.
Yeah, Ladislas is again still kind of in panicking mode, but is like making a break for this doorway as soon as she sees Danail lift the magic.
Come on. Danail is crossing through, holding up the effect.
Am I too big? Am
No,
I big enough?
The doorways are huge.
Okay.
Yeah, they're enormous. Joshua was going through them with ease.
Cool. Okay, great. Then I rush through the doorway.
All of you are on the other side.
My mother's on the other side. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Joshua comes on through, and you can see, like, just as you're coming through the doorway, and Danail is resuming the magic barrier that is also like a portal for this room. The tendrils begin to writhe and wriggle like they were when you had initially like seen them before Brenner had done anything to them. And you see all of the remaining ones just slink back up into the ceiling, and the two heads reposition themselves close to the center of the room and just sit back down. Like the tendrils suck back up into like below their neck, and they are just sitting there. The earth is still shaking around you. It has not stopped.
That's not
You
good.
hear it through all of the corridors of the hallways. And in fact, speaking of hallways, you are in one right now. And you can either go north or south, but there is no other direction. North, south, or turn back around and go back into the room that you were in.
I want to
Probably
try
north, right?
Yeah, because I think south is the direction we came from. Generally speaking, we've been kind of doing like an S thing because we
Mhm.
went really south and then we went west, and then we went north and then we went west.
You didn't
Sorry,
go
we went
north.
south, we went west, we went, and then we went east, I think, and then.
It's hard because we haven't been saying directions, like cardinal directions. We've been saying orientation directions, left, right, straight ahead.
Well,
for the most part, but
last session I was doing only cardinal directions
oh,
as well.
Really, this boils down to we either go forward or backwards, though, if it's a hallway. Unless it's like a T turn.
But I'm gonna draw a mark on the floor, actually,
Cool.
towards the thing, and just like it's a circle with a bunch of tendrils coming out of it, basically.
I want to see what happens as we like get out of the room. Dowser, who is like kind of a little bit like, forgive me, fired up and like angry, but also like feeling cocky because we got away. He's gonna like pick up a little like rock and throw it at one of the heads inside the room from outside. I don't remember if we've tried like inanimate objects passing through, but I want to see what this does.
I hope it teleports.
A volley. That's a 7 volley, so I'll go ahead and lose that rock if that's how that works. And I lose an ammo, right?
Yeah. You throw the rock into the room and you just like pelt one of the heads.
Okay. Does it react at all?
No.
Cool. Oh, take that. That's good for hurting my family.
Is everybody all right?
Are you okay, Dad? That was good. Brenner looks good. Then the nail looks good. We're good.
Oh, this is disgusting.
We should move.
Ladislas's eyes are still like wide and panicky, and she is breathing like very quickly.
Dowser, fairly uncharacteristically, just like hasn't even like taken notice of that fact.
Can Brenner go up to Ladislas and kind of, even though she's stoned, but just try and emanate Brenner's warmth as like a calming like mechanism?
Yeah, Brenner, I think as soon as you put your hands on Lass, she like jumps for a second as soon as you touch her, and then she kind of like realizes it's you, and like you hear her like breathing begin to like even out a little bit more. I forget, William, can she talk in this form? I don't think I've rolled for.
Yeah, you had your vocal folds before, and you had like a blaring success to turn into the chimera, so you can still talk.
Okay, then I
Your
think
voice
she
is a little
says
gravelly.
I think she says, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to leave. I want to go. How do we get out of here? We're trapped down here. I want to go.
Oh my
It's
god.
all right, lass.
We're all
I know,
trying to
lass.
leave. Just follow Dad.
I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here. This place is bad. It's horrible.
Oh my god,
Hey.
pull yourself together. We're all stuck here. None of us are complaining about it. Let's go.
Brenner kind of shoots
Dowser.
Dowser.
What? They're being annoying.
Can Brenner also maybe put like a hand on Dowser's arm?
Yes.
Okay, not that I don't think it'll
Sure.
do it, but just like a cool it, fireman.
Tell me to call it.
Which way are we going? Let's just go. Let's move. Which way are we going?
Which north or south? Which one is Ladislas closer to? Just by virtue of us coming out.
Probably, I'm gonna say north.
Dowser
No,
starts
sure,
walking south.
Oh.
I will
Okay.
tell you. So I'm just going to tell you now. What Dowser gave up. What I said to William was Dowser sacrifice, or maybe more accurately, like consumed all of was his care for Ladislas. So until like new things come up where Dowser has reasons to care for Ladislas, which had built up, of course, over our time as a family.
Right.
Dowser doesn't give a shit about Ladislas or their well-being, and my bond with you went from +2 to 0.
Wow.
I think you got a negative.
I only
Oh,
feel like it came.
Bonds
from
can go negative.
So
Dowser,
Damn. That's
Dowser-
good, Jonas. That's a good pull.
it's sad
Yeah.
because Lad was like, I mean, like Dowser's closest sibling. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
at least for
Yeah.
a point. But
And
yeah,
if
I
they-
assume we'll
yeah.
find new bond. But yeah, as of right now, Dowser doesn't care about you.
Okay.
I'm gonna run over to Dowser and like pick him up by the scruff. I think.
Dowser's like kicking. What? Sorry, what?
Do you hear that?
Whoa.
I don't want to be
The
here.
sirens.
Can't blame Hollywood this time, baby.
I've heard of this. There's a creature called a siren.
Oh God.
Yep.
So I just pick up Dowser and I just like look at you. I'm like, what is going on with you? This is your sister.
Sure, yeah. What's your point?
Ladislas starts charging down the north passage.
Brenner follows.
Oh, you're just gonna run off without us even talking about it? Who does that?
Cool. And then I just run with Dowser in my right hand.
Great.
William,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through the first door that I see.
Wait, before Danail can get there?
Last way.
No, I'll probably wait for Danail. Like, I'd wait just long enough for Danail to get there.
Okay. You're all running for quite a while. It's probably about like 10 minutes of you like running north here. And I will say, I mean, like you're not in your best form. You've been in this cave for a while. You're all a little exhausted. And it's kind of hard to navigate because like every once in a while you'll feel a really big jolt from the earth and it'll knock you all to like one side
It's like quaking
and
or
like that kind
something.
of it's almost like it's quaking.
Kind of quaked earth situation.
And eventually you do make it to the end of this hallway, and to your immediate right there is a doorway, and you can see into the room. And it looks like it is a smaller like square room, 20 by 20, of just like nothing. You just see the stone floor and everything,
Even with truth.
except for Brenner, who
Listen, before I open this, Dowser, Lass, listen, this place has a lot of tricks to keep people separated. We all want to get out of here. I understand that your desire to get out of here is intense, but we need to stick together because if we get split up again, it may only be through Providence that we become reunited.
Thank you for saying it, Danielle. We need to stop getting kidnapped and charging.
Dowser? No. Noel are kind of sunder. I got a 6 plus 5.
so 11.
Yeah. Dowser, stop. And I like snap it.
It opens, but Brenner, with the true seeing, they actually see what you all see is just like a square room. Like I've said, this looks very constructed, very angular. It is like very precise. And all of you saw a square room that is like just wall, floor, like that kind of thing. But what Brenner sees is there is no floor. It is literally an entire room filled on the floor. It's like it would be like stepping into a pool of acid. There is no platform. There is nowhere for you to stand. This is literally just a room of acid.
As soon as Brenner sees this, they immediately shout out, "Stop, stop, stop, stop." And if anyone's in front of them,
Ladislas has like 1 foot in the door.
Yeah.
I grab your stone tail
Oh,
and just kind of yank you back.
Can we see another door in that room, or does it just appear to be 4 walls?
So the doorway you are going through, if you of this room, it is on the eastern wall. around, like just around the corner to the north wall, there's a door, and across on the east wall there is another door.
Sorry, I just like the imagery of because it's like a little Brenner trying to hold on to a giant chimera. So Din Din kind of like grabs onto
They are fierce.
to Brenner's collar too, so that they could like.
Call me
Everyone's in a long chain except Dowser, who's just standing up to the side.
Is Dowser still being held?
Yeah, so it's like that.
William, we haven't really discussed this since my transformation, but can I fly?
No.
Okay. All right.
You're made of stone.
Could I reasonably jump
Sure.
to the one of the other doorways?
You could jump with a good defy danger. You could jump to either of them. You don't need a defy danger to jump to the north one.
Okay.
But you do need a defy danger to jump to the east one.
Last says we can make it. I can jump. Everyone, get on my back.
Hang on. I just want to explore all of our options there, because a failure here seems disproportionately catastrophic. Brenner, there's nothing on the ceiling, nothing we might latch onto, just a large rock or anything.
Not that I can see. The only thing I see is there's literally no floor and it's a pool of acid. Or something like it.
But now, what happens with, Dowser should know this, but what happens with fire and acid together?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's usually something of a vitriolic reaction. Now keep in mind there are a variety of acids that acid isn't like one thing, there are, a property can be acidic, but it could be any number of fluids. Some of them will explode violently. Some of them will just warm up.
Well, if you can tell Dowser what the exploding acid looks like, and maybe what the melting acid looks like, Dowser can tell you what that is. I don't know if it matters. Just a thought.
Well, this is a bright green ooze. It might be flammable, but not explosive. Since bright green is what we've been seeing. Normally, the acid that'll just like warm up is going to be clear without an odor. You may get a variety of colors, kind of like an oil slick if it's going to be explosive. Like it'll kind of refract the light.
Basically, what I want to do is roll my discern realities with my glasses. As Nail's describing what to look out for in the acid, so I can be like, okay, what kind of acid is this, and figure out what might happen with fire. Does that make sense?
Do you think we could burn it away?
Dowser can burn lots of things away. Who's to say? And that is a 9 + 2 for 11. First question: what kind of acid is this?
I don't know.
Sure. How would react to my fire?
I will tell you. What will my fire do?
Sure. What will my fire do to this? Yeah.
It will dissolve away as it touches the acid. The acid basically will just be unaffected by your fire.
Cool. And yeah, I guess if I have two other questions, is there any other way to drain the acid or get rid of it?
There's no other way to drain it short of having a big straw that doesn't dissolve from acid.
There's no mechanism.
There's a very silly situation that would
right. I'm thinking about built into the room.
No. A lot of these are not built to be able to be stopped. They're built to kill you. So there's no draining mechanism. There's no invisible climbing hooks or anything like that.
It's not supposed to be doable, let alone easy.
Yeah.
Hey, William.
I have one more question.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Third question: the room to the north that we could get to easily. What is through that doorway? If you can tell me.
You're one of the only people I could tell.
Ooh.
When you and Brenner and Joshua were separated from Danail, I'm so glad you asked. Danail and Danail and Dinjin. You got flipped around and teleported into that room. It looks like the same.
Cool.
It looks like a normal room. Looks like nothing is going on in there. But you remember distinctly, like, just there's something about it that like is really
Did we stamp that room?
I don't. You know, you didn't have a
maybe
chance. You had to get out of there so fast.
We also got in there so fast. Maybe Josh Ademus stamped it just by virtue of landing, and
Yeah.
Bowser sees that.
It's that's possible, but like you remember that was
Yeah.
the room that like that sealed and all of the like the acid started pouring in from like the corners where the floor met the walls, and it was like rushing in like
Right
water.
Cool.
That was that room.
Yeah, Bowser shares all that. Just, I mean, says that he can, and also there's more acid in that room if we go.
William,
Uh-huh.
is the acid contained by the 4 stone walls of the room?
Yeah, it's like a pool.
Okay, but like the stone is containing it.
Yeah,
seems to be
meaning it's not melting the stone.
It's not melting the stone that is touching it currently.
Okay.
I turn around.
Does that stone seem at all similar to what Ladislas is currently composed of?
No.
Okay. I had to try.
I know.
Would there be any... Oh, sorry, Sam.
Ladislas just says, I can make the jump. I can make the jump. Everyone just get on my back.
More acid. Why jump?
Ladislas.
I want to jump to the east one, not the one you looked through.
Oh, sure, the difficult one. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dowser still says that. I'm gonna try to like pretty quickly ease off from being like an asshole and just being indifferent, just so you know.
Yeah.
Siblings.
Yeah.
Siblings
sure,
are.
Franny, what were you about to say?
Yeah. Would there be a way? Oh, never mind. Because the acid is not considered an NPC.
No. I love where your head's at.
Okay.
We spent some time. Maybe
I was gonna Moses it and part the acid.
Part the green acid.
Yeah.
I mean,
classic.
Couldn't Brenner just say, "I want to part the acid like the Red Seas," and like, do that with a big old sweeping dexterity or something?
Well, it wouldn't need to be a dexterity. It could be charisma.
Sure.
Like if you wanted to,
if you sell it.
So like how Ladislas would try to make the jump by rolling like strength or dex, I would say.
We are all shaky for dex rolls.
We're all shaky right now, so you'd have a -1 to dexterity. But if you, Ladislas would try to make the jump like that. A way that you could like quote unquote make the jump to defy danger would be to instead use charisma and tell the acid to part.
Okay.
So that is like something
could.
that you can do. Yeah.
Do it.
The only thing I'll say,
Let's see what happens.
The only reason like I say it the way that I am saying is because defy danger is so the worst roll in this game.
Oh, if you fail.
If you fail, it is like the success rate of it. You have to get a 10+ to like have a beaming success, and then like if your GM is nice, you get like not completely destroyed in a 7 to 9.
Well, I guess okay. So if we don't opt to do our own defy danger rolls, do we just use lads and follow them across?
If you all get on lad,
could they aid me?
I think
no, probably not in that.
What'll have to happen at the very least, if we can get at least one person across, what we can do is we can then run a rope that we can then just hold taut, and we can just shimmy across. But that still means we need somebody to get across.
Why are we crossing this?
Because it's here or go
to
back.
Get to the other side.
Isn't there another door?
I think I made that joke last episode.
I think we've been making it once.
Not laugh that much.
Well, it's Linden and Lad having the conversation. Obviously.
No, absolutely, I agree.
It just seems so. Did Dowser announce that on the other side there's just a room full of acid?
No, that is through. That's through the north door, but through the east door, we don't know what's on that side.
Okay. Can I make a Would this be like a spout lore or something?
No, it would be like discern
Um,
realities, maybe.
I want to. I have a way to make a rope appear. Like logically, I remember Danail had a rope like was grasped by the rope
I have
and
one.
like cut it off, right? Or like a tendril and then cut it
Oh,
off.
Danail has rope.
I have lots of rope.
We have okay.
Didn't like
Jeez.
Where are we gonna go?
I'm sorry.
Dinton's like,
Alright.
if we stitch all of our shirts together.
No. We'll weave all the tentacles together, and then we'll use this rope.
Oh, yeah, okay. How about I just throw one of you guys to the other side with the rope, and then
that also should be the last one to. That also should spend as little time touching the rope as possible for obvious reasons. That's all.
You should throw Dowser.
Well, sir.
You are the lightest, but
I-
you might burn the rope. That's true.
I should have told the rope down.
I'll
It's a
take
bad-
this one.
Danielle, you want your dad to? You want to play catch with your dad?
I think I would like to play catch with you, Dad. I just honestly, if anybody has a more confident option, I mean, I just think I'm the best at crossing distances like this. But if we have any other ideas that we can get through here, please.
All right.
Brenner's very aerodynamic and can see the acid.
Brenner also suggested that they could part it.
Oh, yeah.
Brenner, I think just
Brenner just go
without
across it.
without anyone really noticing,
Yeah.
I think Brenner kind of starts doing these hand movements and then like this air, this like aura starts happening, like lifting their hair and also giving them a middle part. As the acid
Mark the Red Sea.
as the acid is kind of like starting to bubble, but
And they had a
see.
3/4 part too, so it just slides over.
All defy danger, charisma, I believe.
Danielle, is Brenner an acidomancer? Oh no.
Hang on.
Oopsie.
Oh, I just remembered I need to turn on my burn
I
sound.
got a 7.
It's a 7.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I give you an ugly choice, a hard bargain, or something else.
A price to pay.
Or a price. No, don't you dare do that. Worst outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. Yeah, you step forward and you go to separate this this acid. But you don't know exactly like how far down it goes, and you do start like lifting it up, and like parting it to the side and everything, and you completely succeed at what you had like set out to do, but the pool just happened to be like way deeper than you would have thought it was. So now there is acid below you, and acid to your right and to your left. To your left, completely blocking the north door. And to your right, making it now impossible for like someone to crawl along the wall or something or anything like that.
My bad.
But you
got blocked?
lifted it up though. The acid, you parted it.
So there's just acid on both walls now?
Yeah, there's like acid like flowing like up and down on both walls right now.
And
Yikes.
also kind of in the middle.
And also kind of in the middle. It's
Brenner should have designed all these traps.
yeah, the acid like has gone down a little bit, like so it's that the elevation of the acid has dropped. It is not as like quite right at the level.
Which door got covered up by it?
Not going to.
Yeah, the north one, the one.
The north one.
Yeah, that
Okay,
you had already deemed was not a lost cause.
gotcha.
Any
Convenient.
amount of acid above the level of the platform is making Denial very nervous.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, does it hinder our rope plan at all?
No,
Cool.
it doesn't seem to.
All right.
hinder the rope
I
plan.
tie a rope to Danail, and Danail gets on my shield. Yes.
Are you gonna hurl me? Well, Brenner's on the other side. Brenner could just hold a rope for us.
Brenner's not on the other side.
Brenner's not on the other side. Oh dear. Okay. So what we can do, and this is low. Is Brenner able to get? I imagine able to get up to the doorway.
What? I'm sorry. What?
Well,
But-
it kind of seems to me that Brenner has successfully parted the sea and is not in danger, but they may be in a position, since it was deeper than they expected, that they may not be able to reach the door.
Brenner's still by us.
Yeah, Brenner's right next to all of you.
Yeah.
But the acid is like spread like from side to side in front of you.
Yeah. Brenner was just doing the acid parting from right next to us, basically.
Okay, cool. So there's not a path that we could walk through.
No.
No.
Okay.
It's lower in the middle, but it's all up on the sides of the walls now.
Now or never.
All right.
Okay. Get on my shield.
Danae, be careful.
And so Danielle has like a little rope tied to his ankle. The other end is tied around my hips. And then I hurl Danielle across the room.
Man, this
Yeah.
could go
I
so
imagine it's like-
bad.
You kind of go down, scratch. You squat, crouch into an angle so I can get a running start, and you just lift and hurl as I'm running across you.
Are you using your shield to launch him as part of that, or are you just throwing him with your arms?
If this is less of like a thing about like accuracy and more about strength, could I call this a Ben Bar's lift gates?
So what you need to do is you'll hold your shield, right? I'll stand on your shield, and then you'll throw your shield like a frisbee with me standing on it.
And you have to run while it's spinning.
And I'll run while it's because if I just stood there, it would go straight down. But as long as I'm dancing across the side,
One of you needs to roll Defy Danger, and one of you needs to roll Aid.
Okay.
Hey, because this would be helpful, this would be a great time to point out that I do have a move called Floating Step that does give me +1 to Defy Danger.
Oh,
After I get a
cool.
10
Okay.
plus on Arcane Blade Work,
So I'll do an aid then.
which I did last fight.
Which lets me use strength. I didn't want to use a volley because I don't have good dex.
Mhm.
And
it seems like you're rolling Aid.
yeah,
Chris.
I'm rolling aid. Yeah.
Cool.
Um,
So you're
okay.
+2 from your bond.
And roll.
Oh, thank God.
I got a 9 plus bond, which is 11 on aid.
And what
Okay,
did
cool.
you get?
I rolled a 9 with shaky -1, but with dex +2, so I get a 10 flat.
Okay, so
Or
you
11 after
you
Din
ended
Din
with 11,
assists me.
So this happens that you get launched off of the shield, rope tied to your ankle, and you sail across.
Sail.
You're going towards a doorway. Danae, you did succeed so well. I need you to roll one more Dispel Magic.
I'll send it Arcana.
Otherwise, you are going to fall through and maybe get randomized.
That would be
guess
so
what number
bad.
I just rolled. Guess what number I just rolled 2 of?
It's either a 6 or a 1.
Why?
It's a 6, baby.
Okay.
So that's gonna be
So 17.
yeah. So I roll a 17 to dispel the living
My
cave.
God.
Will now for the rest of the dungeon with a 17.
You shatter the magic of this doorway. It explodes as you basically like you're crashing through a window. Falling to the other
Shards of magenta glass are kind of fading into dust.
and with this rope and everything, like the acid is now like so far away from like where this rope would have been because Brenner lowered it so much that I was going to have all of you roll Defy Danger to like climb the rope across, but it's not even near you anymore. So if you take time to do this, all of you will be able to cross on the rope, except for Ladislas.
Yeah, figured that might be the case.
Ladislas, you want to try and shapeshift or something?
I was thinking just that, actually.
Hell yeah.
I would love. Let's see. What do I have here? So
Shapeshift into the stone of the building.
Great forests. So I am going to try to turn into a monkey.
Cool.
A small little like a lemur kind of deal. Okay.
Stone
Finally.
monkey.
That is an
That
8
funky
plus 3.
stonky.
Wait, 8 plus 3 you said?
Yes.
Yeah, your giant stone body just like starts, I mean, like shedding stone, and as the stone like collapses to the ground, it just dissolves away like erodes, as if you're seeing centuries and like just eons of wear. Just
She's digivolving.
yeah, and you
Loss.
you basically
Loss.
climb out of the stone body of the chimera that you just were as a little monkey, a little stone monkey.
Okay, I was gonna ask, am I still? I assume that I am still like kind of flaking off little pieces of stone.
You are flaking a little bit,
and I've got that like crack. I'm kind of picturing it like kind of going from like under my eye to like the edge of my mouth.
Sam, what kind of monkey are you?
A lemur? A lemur?
Hell yeah.
Is a lemur a monkey?
A lemur monkey.
Lemur's a lemur.
A monkey, but it's a primate.
Okay, I'm a lemur.
Yeah.
With your smaller stature, your less weight, all of you make it across and go through the doorway that Danail blasted open. No worry at all of your randomization. What you all see is a hallway now, a hallway that just leads north. There's a doorway that would go south as well, and that southern doorway leads back into the tendril room with those creatures.
Pass.
But you look up north and you do not see another doorway. You see stairs.
Yeah, Lass is running. Lass is running as fast as little monkey legs can go.
Delcer like turns towards Brenner as Brenner's already run away and is just like, Nicodemus loves stairs, and starts running too.
Well done.
This will be fine.
If they all die, we tried.
I always tell myself that every morning.
Oh no!
And then I follow.
We're going to take our break right there. So we'll be back. We'll be back at 9:13. We're going to take a shorter half.
Cool.
At 9:13, we'll be back at 9:13. Get some water, get some snacks, whatever you got to do. We will be back.
I didn't even notice that we were. Wow, cool.
You all breach the surface, and you don't see the sky. You climb out of a hole that was about the same size as like the one you had originally come through. But you are like directionally like exiting a cave entrance, but there's still walls like above you. It's like you're in a big egg-shaped kind of dome made of earth at the moment, and there is a final doorway all the way across this room. You're about 40 feet from it still. And just in the middle of the room, there is a floating black crystal.
No one touch it.
Ladislas is making a break for the other door.
Launder didn't say anything about these.
Dallas is going to let Ladislas run to their death, and I'm going to look at the crystal with my glasses.
Okay.
Ladislas!
That's an 11, because my brain's not shaky. First question, what is it? Other than a black crystal, don't sass me.
It is
It's actually deep purple, thank you.
Yeah, it is like it's a deep purple. Yeah. No, it is the construct's construct.
Like the cave made this?
Holy fuck.
The cave has made this room and this crystal. And as you are inspecting it with your inspectacles, you see, even from where you are, you're with your inspectacles, you kind of get a zoom in on it, even though you're really far away.
Enhance.
You see floating around in the crystal, souls. You can make out specific creatures and people.
Oh.
people that you're seeing almost through them, almost like seeing their bodies, their skeletons, and you are linking them to the ones that Brenner had described in the pit. And and essentially, like, what I'm just going to spend all of but you can ask some specific questions. But this crystal appears to be the living cave's final block to passer-throughs. Too many had made it through before, and since it was built to be the thing that would stop people from getting to Novre, it furthered its construction for a final form.
Cool.
It's the final boss.
That's definitely at least my second question, which was going to be basically confirming what you just told me. My third question is Ladislas in danger by charging forward straight past the crystal?
Yes.
Cool. Dowser just looks at it and says, Soulstone, Ladislas is probably going to
die. William, what kind of defy danger should I make to get past this crystal?
You can't.
Okay.
As soon as you get I'm assuming you would try to stay as far away from it as possible.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping to the edges of the room, but I'm also trying to get to the other side as quickly as possible.
As soon as you break the halfway line of this dome, a wall of piercing light shoots out from the crystal, essentially slicing the room in half. Not actually cutting, but it cuts off the half of the room that you are going to, and the half of the room that you are in, creating a magical barrier between you and your final exit here. And from the crystal, a large wisping spirit appears, flowing outwards from it, changing shape and changing form, going from and just almost impossibly trying to find a form as it blasts down onto the ground, dust and smoke debris going to all sides. And in front of you is
a dwarven warrior. Sorry,
no, don't look at my screen.
I'll probably count that one out.
No, yeah.
You see a town guardsman.
You see a very strong, strong-looking, very fully armored knight with a sigil of way. I'm standing in front of you.
Oh wow!
So, what is this? Dark Souls?
What's a sigil?
Are we winning, Dad?
A
sigil is like a crest or heraldry. So since we know them to be the Lions of Way, we probably see that this armor probably has a lion on the shield. If it's a fancier knight, maybe even a stylized helmet, which this feels like if Danail suspects that this black crystal is essentially a soul jar of those who have perished inside and is now repurposing those that have died to use them as defenders. Danail will say that out loud. I'll just say it. This is Spencer riffing, but Danail will theorize.
Hey, William, so if Ladislas runs into this wall, does it seem like it would cause her damage?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
In front of you, this looming knight, fully armored. You can't really see anything about them. A shield appears from the smoky ash of the crystal, and then they reach their hand out and grasp a sword out of thin air that appears just from that same flowing smoke and aura. And it looks around the room at all of you pointing the sword and says, "None of us have made it out of here." and neither shall you.
Do we
And-
have to fight?
And it splits into 5 as they all charge you independently.
Yikes.
You know what? I'm gonna split into 5 and charge them independently.
You
Yeah, you
can't.
can.
You can't because you gave up mirror image.
When, if I may ask?
When you cast it in the last fight, you gave up being able to cast it again because you got a
No,
7.
they hit me. What? When did that happen?
When you
I don't
cast
know, whatever.
mirror image, you got a 7 and 9, so you chose to forget the spell until the next time you commune.
Oh, you mean like last episode when that fight started?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for checking me on that. I had forgotten that entirely. So here's the thing. I wasn't trying to cast
Okay,
it.
you
There's
need
just
freaking
nothing that suggests the
illustrate
spell has ended since then, since the tentacles didn't hit it, and it's not like it specifies it's ongoing. Because some spells will say you have to you can't cast a spell while it's going on.
There have just been 5 Danails running around behind us.
Well, they fold and interlap. Sometimes you'd see a little after image while
Oh, so they're
Danail
there.
moves.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what all do you want to do?
Can you tell me with my really good roll from earlier, can I know if we are if we like defeat this guardian or whatever, will the souls trapped inside the crystal be released? Like,
If
will those people be kind of
if you
reborn
like
here?
break the crystal, yes.
okay?
Hmm.
And does it seem like they'll be ghosts or back in their like corporeal form from what Danielle has told me about soul stones?
It seems like they will go on. They will take their final breath,
Okay,
their
cool.
last breath.
Good to know.
Yes. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Also, just to make sure we all have the same visual, I'm kind of picturing is the black soulstone or the black crystal, I should specify. We're gonna call it soulstone. Slips are gonna happen. Is that how is that elevation wise? Did you say it was floating? Is it mounted in the ceiling, ground,
It's
on a
floating.
pedestal?
Yeah, it's floating.
It's floating.
Not direct center of like the whole like dome, like egg shaped room, but like a little bit, lower, closer to the ground, probably like 15 feet off the ground.
Okay, and this energy barrier that it is conjured. For a moment, it almost seemed like it was bisecting the room from the crystal, but it's in front of the room, or like bisecting from the crystal.
It is bisecting from the crystal.
Okay, cool. So the crystal is exposed.
Yes.
Cool.
William, I think Lass is like right up against that white like barrier there, the magical barrier. And I think like they see this night approaching, and they see knights approaching all of their family, and there's just like this sinking feeling. And I am going to put I'm going to try to put my hands up against the barrier and yell for Srogi.
Okay. Roll me. What would this be?
I do not know.
Maybe plus bond with Stroke.
Yeah, plus. Let's
two.
roll +2. Just roll +2.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens.
We're definitely homebrewing, but
Yeah.
That is a 7 + 2, a 9.
A 9. Okay, cool. You with your hands pressed up against the wall, you little monkey, you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
shoot,
little
wrong thing.
I wanted to look up is a.
Are you saying I'm going to take damage, William?
Yes, you
Actually, I'm not. I am going to use my shed ability. When I take damage while shapeshifted, I may choose to revert to my natural form to negate the damage. So,
Right.
William, in this instance, what is my natural form?
So you shed the monkey and turn into a 12-foot tall stone chimera.
No, you shed the monkey, and the rock and everything just kind of like falls off of you, and you stand up, all of your Ladislas height, and you look at your hands, and they're flesh.
Oh shit!
Oh God, where's your skin? Ladislaus, shapeshift skin.
And
Skin.
skin. I have control. Can't wait till I have control over skin. Like I think Ladislaus, like what everyone else sees is this little monkey Ladislaus like turn from this knight that's like bearing down on them and just plunge their hands directly into this like magical barrier and like absorb that energy, and it's just like cracking all of the stone around them, and as it like cracks away, Ladislaus just like shoots up out of this stone like egg basically.
And this is the first time you're seeing like Ladislaus in like Ladislaus form since she became a bird like back in Way.
Oh, hey, you're back.
I don't know for how long.
And the knights are all closing in on you, and their swords are raised up to the sky.
Cool.
What would you like to do?
It's like one of them for each one of us.
you, yeah, one of them for each of you. Yes.
Cool. I would like to. If anyone else has an immediate thing, actually, you can go first. But
I have an idea.
Cool.
Okay, how tall are these knights?
They're probably about like 6'5".
Sweet. Okay, so can Brenner just full on sprint towards their knight coming toward them and like run up them, do a flip over, and do their attack?
Yes.
Hell
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want to roll hack and slash for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's sick as hell.
Ooh, wait, what is it plus? Sorry.
+2, I believe.
Okay, cool. 8.
8. Okay, on a 7 to 9, you get to deal your damage and you receive damage in return. So you, roll your d10 and your 3d4. I'm assuming you're exterminatusing this thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll default to that.
Yeah, we'll default to an exterminatus. You're running towards it, you go and then you run up it, like flip up and jump down. And
I mean, just look at him. Clearly a heretic.
It was in the flip. They just created the letter U in the air. That was them saying U.
Okay, 9 plus 8 is 17.
What? You rolled a 9 on a 10?
No, I did 8 on a d10 and then 4, 2, and 3.
Oh,
damn.
well, plus your +1 from your halberd, so that's actually 18.
18.
Damn.
Beautiful.
Jesus Christ.
And this happens all in slow-mo, per usual.
You're not going to believe this. This knight is still standing.
Oh my god.
I'm just going to tell you because this is wild for me. It has 1 hit point.
So did I knock them down though?
Yeah, you knocked them the fuck down.
Okay, can I do one more thing?
Yeah, you can. But they're falling to the ground, and they are going to like return a strike on you, by the way, but just go ahead.
Well, before they do, can I?
It would come from your first hack and slash move.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you knocked him to the ground, and like almost out of like instinct and fear, this knight just like swings like wildly with their blade. And you take 9 damage. Do not ignore armor though. How much armor do you have? Do you know? 2. Okay, so take 7 damage.
Okay.
Yikes.
I would like to basically just like I kind of want to get into what looks like a monk's defensive stance, kind of. Like I'm ready to maybe even grapple the knight as it runs to me and then use its momentum to flip it over me. And then as it does, I'm assuming it has like a great sword. It's going to swing down on Dowser, right?
Yes.
Dowser's like getting ready and like starts to twist and do the move like he's going to grapple it. And then instead just wipes his hands across the sword. And he's going to try to just like, I'm going to do my handcraft.
Like melt it
and
away.
like melt it and just like basically send it like a wave of molten metal flying off. Just like swipe it away. But let's see how well I do with a Defy Danger Constitution for firebending without time to set up for it. One of the few cases where you really can defy danger Constitution, that and hanging from a cliff. That is a 9 plus con for 11.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, literally it's just like it almost, so I don't know if this is real metal. My instinct is that like it's going to be a temporary effect. But basically it's like if you took your hands on a wet canvas and just like smeared the paint, but the metal just kind of smears off, and I don't know what happens then. But
Yeah,
that's
no, I mean,
awesome.
like you basically you make a new, very Jackson Pollock-esque sculpture out of this sword for a moment, and
it's like the worst rapier in the world.
yeah, it kind of melts, like drips down a little bit, and the knight like looks at it, and like doesn't know how to like swing it at you.
You're charged dowser. I don't know what you were thinking.
And then just like drops it on the ground and like lifts up a hand to like, and one starts conjuring in their hand again, a new one.
All right.
Din Din and Danail. So let's do Din Din here.
I'm gonna prepare defense.
There's a knight like that's literally like swinging on you right now. Like it's about to. It is like you moments away from just really just wrecking you real hard.
Oh, okay. Focus. I'll hack and slash. That is a 9 on hack and slash.
Okay, deal your damage, receive damage in return. So this knight is like charging towards you, sword drawn, shield, and another arm, like very, very much like you are, except you have a knife. And it starts swinging at you. What do you do? Roll your damage?
Yes. I roll my damage. Oh my god, I haven't rolled damage in like 2 sessions, guys. What's damage? I only defend nowadays. Which I take
Din
pride
the
in.
defender.
Yeah. Six.
How do you do this? So it's like it's swinging in its sword at you. What do you do?
I think that it's step one is I take whatever brute force they lay down on me, and then I try to go in with a counter, basically with my knife.
Okay, cool. When this blade comes down on your shield, it comes down hard, and actually, like part of it is able to pass like through your shield for a moment to make connection with your body, and and the knight like pulls it back as you like dip down to get your like stab into the knight, and you are going to take 11 damage from that strike.
Almighty.
But you have 4 armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so take 7. Yeah. But yeah, it's a hefty hit, and you can feel these knights like are really trying to lay it in here. But you return with your stab into its side, and it wobbles back from that injury, and
it's piercing, by the way.
And it's piercing. Okay, all right, good to know. And it staggers for a moment and readies to strike you again. Danail.
As Danail charges forward, withdrawing the blade, it's like 3 Janails like jump out of where he was standing, kind of in a fan angled to. I picture I'm on the left side of our squad. I kind of picture if our lineup is Danail, Dowser, Brenner, and then Din Din kind of up in the front. They're kind of fanning out towards the rest of the family. And I'm using arcane blade work to do a Mirage Strike. So not only are there mirror images dancing all over the place, they're also, I have to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. I feel blessed. They're actually slashing out. Not great. That's going to be a 7. So on a 7, my technique goes off, I deal damage, and I get an attack back. Kind of like middle of the road is kind of like same as hack and slash, I think.
Cool.
For arcane blade work. I deal my damage, apply 1 technique, and your opponent attacks me. My target for Mirage Strike is the one that Brenner actually just got a hit on. So the real Danail is coming up to like get under the arm and like through the chest of the one that Brenner almost vivisected. And Mirages are also slashing targets near that one for 3 damage.
I'm gonna say that you can probably hit every single knight in the room.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it's not a huge amount of room in here. That was 3 damage you said?
Yeah.
Is
I
any
hope
of
they
that
don't have 3 armor.
Is any of that okay? I was gonna say, no, that's fine. yeah, you're fine. 15. The one in front of you and Brenner actually disappears completely.
Does it like dissipate into
And,
like a black smoke kind
Yeah,
of?
it dissipates into a black smoke, and you can kind of hear this like like shriek from it as well as it goes away.
This is
And you
Dark
see that
Souls.
smoke like fling back into the crystal, and then
Humanity restored.
right from that crystal, another creature shoots out with smoke. And this time. It's just like a commoner, a common traveler.
Literally the joke I made earlier.
Yeah.
That's
sad.
It's this lanky, like couldn't be older than 16 years old, like really similar to the lot of you.
No.
With adventure in their eyes, that just seems to not have been prepared for this cave, and they pull a dagger. They pull a dagger out from behind their back and like flip it from one hand to the other and like drop it on the ground, and then like and like stagger like down and pick it back up and then start charging at you, Brenner, because Danae, you have dealt your damage, but from behind you, you feel a slash across your back for the knight that was charging towards you, and you are dealt 10 damage.
Oh my god.
And the worst part, I rolled a 1 for mirror image, so that's the real Danae.
No.
Oof. Okay,
How?
I think we need to destroy or do something with this crystal before we can.
Yeah.
So.
I have ideas.
Cool. I'm just gonna try to basically. I'll just like to speak out of character really quick. My plan is just to keep Dowser from getting hurt until the fight's over. And I'll try to pass that on to all of you, but I'm going for survival here.
Speaking out of character, our objective, I think, is pretty clearly Danae will in character shout out, we need to destroy the crystal. We need to destroy the crystal. There we go. Now it's in character. Out of character, our objective should be to create openings. So any way we can like hinder their movement, keep them from attacking us, or create openings for anybody who can get a hit on it. And I think, honestly, any of us, if we can get any of us close enough to the crystal, I think we can deal damage. Anyways.
Brenner, Danae has just like evaporated this knight that was in front of you that you were fighting, that you were on the cusp of just like ending. And you saw this other person, like their soul, escape from the crystal and start charging towards you. But between you and that person, there is also a knight that has just slashed at Danae's back. What would you like to do?
Well, and this is the person in front of me is the 16-year-old commoner.
Yeah, the 16-year-old commoner who is
a knife off the road.
Yeah, they have a little knife and they're like charging towards you.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them. So I think
I could sneeze on that one and it would die. Honestly, Brenner sneezes.
I will say, just kill the hard ones until easy ones come out, and then just.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Wait, can I describe something that I see in my mind right now? Could Brenner throw out their hand and like kind of like
you want to use the force,
like Star Warsy, kind of just, like, knocks this young person down just to like get them out of the way. And then Exterminatus, the bad knight that hurt my bro or my sibling.
Give me a defy danger. And I guess like this would be charisma. Basically, we're just gonna be using your.
Fusroda.
Yeah, you're doing like a little Fusroda thing here.
Ooh, yikes.
Ooh.
6 total.
6 total. You reach out to do this
Sorry,
thing
I'm
that
doing
you've
up all I
that
can
you've really
today.
never done before, but you're experimenting because you're like, oh, I mean, like I feel like I can do these things.
Shit.
So you reach out, and instead of pushing this commoner away, you pull it towards you.
Ah.
And it
And
is
then I headbutt him.
okay. It's right up on you. So give me a hack and slash for the.
Sorry, I keep moving these. I fucked up.
Plus charisma, right?
No, plus strength, but it's the same for you.
Okay,
Plus
6.
6. Yeah, you go to headbutt it. And you pulled it a little too far. And when you go to headbutt it, you don't make contact. It like goes through you. And you feel weird. And you look around and you don't see it.
Ooh, Brenner, you're possessed again.
Yeah,
Happened again.
And Imsana goes like, hi, getting a little crowded in here.
Expel it, please.
I said, okay, I mean, like, I don't know. I didn't know this was gonna happen. I'm trying.
Can Brenner like sneeze? And
we will get back to that.
Cool.
I'm picturing this is like Casper the Ghost, where you just have like a ghost booger running out. And you're just like, get it out of my body. He's like, no, and slipping back up.
Or anything else.
Wait, this is I need Dowser.
This is I need you, William, to retroactively turn my complete success last time into a failure because of burn, right? That I forgot got invoked, or burns half as long. When you sacrifice a victory to the flames of fate, treat any roll of 10 plus as a miss. So I want to, if you can, everything that happened, but how did it become bad for me before right now?
Yeah, so you were kind of just testing to see if it was like temporary, and it was extremely temporary. The knight like just creates another blade immediately, and before you can regrasp your footing, cuts through you. Dowser, you take, oh my god,
1.
You take 1. And it's an odd number.
Okay.
So
here's what I'm gonna do.
Well, actually,
hold on.
no, wait. I think they have. Yeah, it's a plus. Oh, it's a +2. So you take 3. You take 3 damage.
I'm gonna roll. I rolled 4. So here's the thing. I can use fighting with fire that I haven't used yet. So I can either take that result forward to summon my burning brand, or reduce. I can add that many uses to my burning brand if active, which it's not. Take that forward to summon your burning brand, or reduce the damage by that amount. I think. God, I don't know. I can summon burning brand. I'm just gonna do the damage. Never mind. I was thinking about
All right, then you're about to take no damage. Can you tell me how that happens?
Yeah. Literally, I think so I wiped one sword away. It comes up with another, and it slices Dowser. But Dowser just like kind of turns and like swipes down the blade with his tail and just like melts it down from big part to small part.
And then the knight like lifts up the other the hand again and is like sword.
And now I need to actually do something.
Yes.
So although actually, Chris, if you had something, you can go first. I just needed that to be resolved in case it affected us all.
So I have a fun move that I realized I could do. So when Dindin was in the last room, he tied a rope across his waist, and he hasn't had the time to like take it off or anything. I think Danielle took it off, but they've been scrambling around the room.
We had siblings to chase down.
With like these knights or whatever. And Dindin looks down, and the rope is like scrambled all across the room. And at the other end, I need an assist from somebody who is next to the rope on this one. But I want to pull the rope at the same time, do a Ben Bar's lift gates, and I want to like trap people in the rope.
Oh, the knights?
Yeah.
So who would be on the other end of the rope?
Dowser is spinning, but
hell yeah.
Yeah, let's get Dowser.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna as Dowser's spinning, and I do want to say he melts the sword and it has to regrow immediately because that was still working off of a failure technically.
Yeah.
So like as Elsie's like moving momentum, spinning out of the way, sees what Dad is doing. I'm going to grab the rope and assist in what he's trying to do.
Great.
I believe I have a +1 with Dad. Yeah.
Cool. Ben bars lift gate.
So we'll see. Okay, sweet. That is an 8. So come what may.
Yeah, you give the +1, but you expose yourself to danger.
That makes it a 9, so I could do it, and it doesn't take it a long time. Nothing of value is damaged.
The rope.
And yeah, or the people. I catch just the people that I want to catch, and it doesn't make noise, so I could do it real sneaky like.
Okay.
And so it tugs it really hard as Dowser holds on to the other end.
And all around this like battlefield of like knights like charging towards all of you, or this the commoner that is now inside of Brenner, that all of these like souls, these creatures get suddenly like wrapped up in this like tangle of rope, and as Dindin is pretty much like tying them up, but Dowser, you are grabbed last minute before the knight that's in front of you gets basically like pulled and tied into this group, and the knight like bear hugs you and presses you against their body as you are tied up with the rest of them. And
it's a bad hug.
All of you are free for the moment with these knights in the middle of this room, except for Dowser, who is now like stuck.
The opposite of free.
Stuck in this mess with all of them.
Here I am.
What do you want to do?
Danail, I imagine, kind of dropped real low after getting that hit, like kind of on his knees, was already below the line, which takes this opportunity. I'm going to beeline for the crystal. I'm using arcane blade work. And as I do that, I do something I've never done before. And I picture on the rune of siphoning. And I kind of cross that symbol with my offhand as I thrust into the black crystal.
We had the same idea, Spencer. We had the same plan.
The name of this technique I am using with this blade work is Soul Siphon.
Oh.
I just rolled a 12 plus my 2 for a 14 to use a Soul Siphon strike as I plunge my blade into the heart of this black crystal. Let me know if anything special here. As this is written, just to give you a read of Soul Siphon. Your attack heals you for D4, heal 1d8 if this attack kills your target. But I focus on the same sort of siphoning rune that I use to charge, and I plunge my blade into the black crystal. And as much as I can, I'm trying to pull the souls that are present in this crystal, into the blade, and into myself. And I deal 8 damage.
Yeah, you break the surface of this crystal, and these souls start spilling out as you vacuum them up with your blade.
It's some fucking Luigi's Mansion over here.
The souls like sucking into the tip of your rapier. The crystal is still intact, and you are like up off of the ground at this point. I mean, like, because it's like the crystal was 15 feet up into the air. So you're like dangling from your blade, and your blade is sucking at the souls that is holding you off of the ground, and you are just like dangling there with like this power being like entering into your blade. Around you, you see the barrier that was bisecting the room start to also retract back into the crystal. These knights. And Brenner, inside of you, you feel like this tugging at your face, and you let out a big old sneeze, and this soul gets blasted out of your face towards the crystal as well. The knights all being sucked in that direction too, still holding on to Dowser.
I would like to run and grab Dowser.
Oh, that's nice of you.
I think literally there is a moment here. Like I just want to paint the picture. Like I think Lass sees the barrier flicker and is like, I could get over it. Like I could shapeshift into, if it's lowering from the top, I could shapeshift into something and get over the top. Or I could if it's little holes in it, like I could make my way through. And then looks back and sees Dowser like hugged tightly against this knight as it's getting pulled back towards the crystal. And I would like to I think I would like to try to shapeshift into that gelatinous ooze.
The gelatinous cube. Yeah.
So I want to run at Dowser and try to shapeshift into the gelatinous cube.
Do it.
Okay. That is a 5 + 3 and 8. So I have two moves as the gelatinous cube.
So you turn into this gelatinous cube between where the knights are being pulled and the crystal.
Yes. And what I would love to happen is I would love to thicken the ooze around Dowser so that he and the knight are sort of like pulled apart inside of the ooze as the knight is being drawn towards the crystal.
Like a sift or like a filter or something.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you filter the soul of this knight directly off of Dowser's corporeal body.
Filter.
And
then I want to spit Dowser out the other side.
Yeah.
Just like,
you felt a little bit of a pain coming on Dowser just from being inside of this gelatinous cube, but Ladislas got you out just quick enough where you didn't feel anything.
Thank you.
And then William, for my second move, for my second act of the day, is Danail still next to the? Is Danail still on top of the crystal?
I am maintaining my connection with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have we decided? Can I speak in this form?
I think we have.
In the gelatinous cube?
Oh,
I mean, I spoke in a bunch of other things that are even less plausible. So
Did you?
hang on.
yeah, stone cats.
I just want to say, and the reason I am so behind yes is because normally we have all this nice skin to hide us from looking into the throat and seeing the vocal cords and the esophagus. So we're just seeing the lips form, the tangible half-elven lips, and then we see the structure of the esophagus with the vocal cords. You have to shapeshift lungs to push air through it, and it's just that system floating and bobbing in the gelatinous cube.
Okay, now
William, what do you think?
I was thinking you would just like jiggle, and it would be
Sure.
like, hey, everybody.
Either way, what I communicate to Danail is let go. I'm going to dissolve the crystal.
Let go. I'm going to dissolve the crystal.
Hang on, no, don't. If the effect is weakening, and this is kind of overload for Danail, I think, right now. If the effect is weakening, we might be able to break the shield and take the crystal.
Danail, let go. Whoa. And the cube is moving on the crystal.
I'm not letting go, and in fact, Danail's actually gonna try and heft himself up. And try to suspend myself more directly on the crystal.
Cool. Defy danger. Strength, probably.
Yeah, cool. Thank God. Because I got a 10 flat.
Nice. Yeah. You lift yourself up basically onto this crystal. You have you're floating on it like a disc.
Yeah.
Hoverboard.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to try to dispel it. And I'm going to ease into that if there's a narrative moment for other people to do things.
I think the cube is just getting to the base of the crystal. And what I'm trying to do, William, is use my cube-ness to crawl up the sides of latch onto the bottom of the crystal and sort of crawl up the sides of it.
Yeah.
But Danail, do your thing first. Let's see what happens.
So standing on Crossit, I'm gonna shout out Noel Arcana Sunder, and I'm gonna slap my hands onto the crystal, focusing. And as I kind of focus this spell sundering energy, I'm trying to sever whatever connection this crystal has to the room, to the space, to this barrier, as opposed to severing the magic that holds this crystal together. That's gonna be, if I still have my bonus, 9.
Your bonus from what?
From repeatedly casting dispel magic.
That was this is dispel magic. Yeah, that's true.
Would it be? I mean, here's the thing. Even if it was weakened by 2, that's still a 7.
Yeah.
You know, like if it was like it's not the same dispel magic, but if it's none of it, then it's a 6.
Yeah. So I'll give you a mixed success on this with that. You know, the energy that you had siphoned from those other like blistering successes.
I think what feels the most right is I'm drawing unwelcome attention or putting myself in a spot as I'm trying to, as I siphon, I try to kind of forge a new connection with this crystal. Sort of, if whatever bond there was between this crystal and the cave, I'm trying to make that bond and unwelcome attention switch to me.
Yeah, the souls actually that you're siphoning into your blade and this connection that you're when you slap your hand on the crystal, you can feel that you are like it starts to fall like slowly, like you're hovering down back to the ground, but your hand starts to like stiffen and change color from the crystal, like becoming that sort of deep purple that the crystal is, and that starts to guide itself up to your wrist and then your forearm, as you are making this connection with this crystal, and it is beginning to invade your body.
William, I would like to use my last move as the cube to try to dissolve the crystal.
I just want to point it out that Danail will try to like wrap his arms around the crystal and throw his body over it.
I think that about to happen. Dowser would get in the way for Danail's benefit in this situation. Just like if I can try to conjure a wall of fire between Lad and the crystal, and like I know.
Well, wait. Hang on. I want to be clear here. I'm not going to dissolve. Like, Danail is not going to be dissolved. Like, that is not my aim with this. Like,
right.
I want to sort of do this.
I think Danail is chaining himself to the tree, you know?
Yeah. It is. For every applicable purpose, Danail is trying to protect the crystal from any further attempts to destroy it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, though.
Hang on. Quick question, just to make sure, in terms of my decision-making process, did the barrier, you said it was weakening and fading and the crystal is descending. I'm picturing this barrier kind of starting to flicker and fade as this kind of crystal kind of powers down.
Yeah.
If that were not the case, I wouldn't continue to protect it. But since it seems like we're getting rid of the barrier, Danail is like, no, we can use this. We can use this. Stop. We can use these.
My understanding was that without destroying the crystal, like it would just continue collecting souls and continue like having that barrier there. Is that not the case?
I mean, I don't know that we know, do we?
It's hard to say outright, but it did whatever its strength was is like weakening at the moment, as the souls are being siphoned out of it and like the magic is being dispelled.
Okay, fair enough. I think seeing that, then I think Lass backs off.
Cool.
But it is hurting Danail, yeah?
It's doing something to Danail. It doesn't necessarily seem like it's hurting. It doesn't even feel bad, Danail, necessarily. It just feels tense.
I would like to, since Lad has stood down, I think Dowser just calls up to Danail from the ground, kind of mid-tumble, and just says, Danail, you can do this. You can, you're suction. You'll have so many souls in you, Danail. You are born for this. And I want to roll my Inspire, basically, as it was called. You know the one. The Enkindler. So I'm rolling plus charisma to bolster the courage of others.
And shake off all
5
fear and doubt.
4. 9 plus 2 is 11. On a 10 plus, they shake off all fear and doubt, becoming brave in an instant. And as in the past, that can mean whatever we want. My hope is that I'm like inspiring his spirit in the situation to literally be able to take on these souls better. But if nothing else, he is much braver and has no doubt in this moment.
Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that little gift. Danail has this kind of worming fear and doubt that this is, without a doubt, an evil construct, that it is a soul jar. It is fundamentally necromantic. It is fundamentally predatory on innocent souls. And the fear is that since I'm kind of doing the same thing with my sword already, maybe I can do the same thing. But at what point have I crossed a moral line? And that fear and doubt fades away when I see the fact that this is an artifact of incredible, unforeseen magical power that without a doubt can give us an advantage over this cult. And this artifact can help us save the world.
And with that resolve, this deep purpling that was crawling up your arm stops cold and retracts back into the crystal. And that pierce that shattered the crystal with your blade seals back up with your own magic. And you feel a quick, like, double pulse of the crystal in your hand. And it fades any shine and is just this deep purple crystal.
I picture as this is happening, it's kind of going down until it's resting on the ground.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so too now are you resting on the ground with this crystal.
We
The
can use
dome
this.
around you falls to the side, not in a dangerous way. It just drifts away with the wind. And in front of you, you see an army. And at the front of it is a little blue lizard.
Sir?
And next time on Hijinks and Dungeon World.
Ooh.
All right.
So I definitely feel like I made a dark side choice there.
You've been playing too much.
Destroy the crystal. Use the crystal.
Chemval agrees.
Well, thank you everybody for if this is your first episode. That was great. You can find the rest of the episodes in a playlist called Hijinks and Dungeon World, all on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel. We also have the Kids on Bikes one that is the Hijinks and Handlebars.
It's so good. Go watch it.
Yeah, so good. Go watch those. I've been William. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at kwilliamwhite. I'm in a band called Glass Beach with Jonas. We are announcing some stuff, and some stuff is being. I mean, it's coming out on Thursday.
Most of it has been announced.
Yeah, most of it's been announced. We have merch. There's another thing. We're going to tease it tomorrow, but check that out on our social media. Everything is at Glass Beach Band.
Yes.
And then Jonas and I are on a show, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition show, Court of Corvids, on Sundays, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. It's really fun. We had a guest on, Megan Murphy, and she was amazing. And it was really great last time. And it was this next episode should also be fantastic and really good. And that show is awesome.
And that one, I'm not the character who uses fire all the time.
Yeah. Yes. And that one, Jonas's character vomits bees.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm the one who uses lightning all the time, then also vomits bees. Yep.
Cool. Yeah. But we do this every Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. We will be taking a hiatus soon, like a month long, I think. But we will. Well, you'll know when that is, and we'll know when that is. But yeah, other than that, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, Tuesday nights. Cool. I'm gonna do a follow-up thingy at the end, but everybody go.
Cool. I've been Jonas. You can find me on Twitter at Jonas Newhouse. I'm also in the band Glass Beach, which is across all social media and other platforms as Glass Beach Band. We have a Twitch channel as well. Glass Beach does. It is twitch.tv/can you guess it? Glass Beach Band. We do primarily video game streaming, but also music production, live, quote unquote live, or live for the camera music performances, politics talks, all sorts of things that we can think of. The next thing tomorrow, I think Lane and I are going to be playing Overwatch. On Thursday, we have Toontown Tuesday, where we play the classic MMO Toontown with the audience. Sam, I'm still waiting for you to join us.
I know. I haven't had the chance yet, but I really want to.
If you have just hop in and get your bearings. I'd happily help you out. But that's gonna be Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, and you can subscribe, or you can subscribe to us now on Twitch because we're affiliates. Glass Beach Band, Jonas Newhouse.
Hi, I've been Spencer LaBelle. You can find me on Twitter at SpabelleVO. You can find me on Instagram at Splubble. It's like bubble with a spla, SBLUBBLE. I've been pretty silent on social medias because, but you can also, I've been playing a lot on Glass Beach along with Jonas. So please support Glass Beach's Twitch. Please support QueueTimes. Check out more QueueTimes shows. Court of Corvids, it's great. They have a bunch of Star Trek shows that are dope as hell. Check out Monster of the Week that Sam did. He'll tell you more about it. But yeah, just a lot of cool stuff. Check it out. Bring the same energy. Bye, chat.
Hi, I've been Sam Richardson. You can find me on Twitter at Laggardson, LAGGARDSON. As Spencer so kindly set up for me already, you can also find me on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel in a playlist called Monster of the Week, where I DM'd a show called Monster of the Week.
Week of Monsters.
It's really, really good, if I might be so bold. It's only 15 episodes long, and the whole thing is already complete. And it also features William and Jonas, your two favorites, and also our good friend Sammy. So go check that out. It really, there's been some people that have been catching up with it the last couple of weeks, and it means so much to see all of those comments. I feel like I say that every week, but like genuinely it is true. Like it makes my day better to like see people commenting and loving that show, because I think a lot of heart went into it. Also, it might be a good primer for something else that's coming up starting tomorrow that I'm sure William will tell you more about when it gets back to them. So yeah, come follow me on Twitter. Go to the Hijinks Handlebars subreddit r/Hijinks Handlebars. Go follow us on Twitter. Go watch Monster of the Week. That's all.
Hi, I'm Franny. Been playing Brenner, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JUST_FRA. And then IEK.
Hang on, ABCD.
Google time.
Wait, you stopped at the part where you spell your name, didn't you?
My brain said that I got there too fast.
Oh yeah. Like,
I guess all I really want to say before I hand it back to Chris is just please share our show. Like, I love this show. I love these people. I love playing with these people. And I really want more people to be watching this. I know there are a few of you who are already kind of spreading the word. And thank you. We just ask that all 26 of you who are watching right now maybe do the same if you're liking us and this story. Mwah!
And I've been Chris playing Din. You can find me anywhere on the internet. Anywhere under Tenamito. Yeah.
Cool. The last thing I want to say, end us off, I have a new show premiering tomorrow. It's a Monster of the Week show.
Monster of the Week.
Called Killer Set.
Killer Set.
Where I take real live actual musicians and bands, and I have them play characters of musicians and bands who are solving mysteries and fighting monsters in order to play their gigs. So that's the premise of the show. It's going to basically be like a Scooby-Doo Supernatural Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It's like a Scooby-Doo Josie and the Pussycats crossover forever.
Sure, kind of. Yeah, like forever. And it's co-written by our very own here, Samuel Richardson. Very excited to have him on board because playing the Monster of the Week campaign is, I think, one of the best tabletop experiences I've ever had in my life. I love my character on there, and it was just like it was a really, really incredible use of form, especially with that system. I don't know. I'm not gonna like say a whole bunch of like stuff that would put down other GMs or anything, but I think that Sam is as far as Monster of the Week goes, an incredible GM for Monster of the Week. So hopefully I can step into a little bit of that, those footsteps with my own GMing of the system and moving forward with Well, here's a pitch for watching Killer Set. Sam is writing the monologue for the intro. So
And literally, if you want to know what that's
yeah.
like, you can watch the very beginning of Sam's Monster of the Week show and get a sense of it. It's very good.
Yeah, so check that out. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday. Our first band is Pink Shift.
Pink Shift is so good too.
Yeah, and check out Pink Shift's music and all that stuff. It's gonna be great. Okay, we will see you next time. Have a good night and a week and everything.
Bye-bye.
Bye.